everybody, and welcome to ProClockers Reviews. My name is Paulie, and we are here to take a look at the Mastercase Pro 6 from Cooler Master. It's their latest case in the lineup featuring their freeform modular system, and it is a beauty. So, let's get into it and take a look at some of the features of this case. So this is the second Ryzen build we've done to date, and I'm very happy with the results. I have an Aorus AX370 Gaming 5 motherboard from Gigabyte with an 1800X in the board. It's cooled by a Swiftech H220X2. I have an Extreme Gaming 1080 as the graphics card, and the boot drive is a Patriot Hellfire 240 gig NVMe SSD. So this case comes in two varieties. There's the blue LED and red LED. Obviously we have the blue LED, and it comes with a single LED strip right down there on the bottom and the blue LED fan. So now we're going to take a look at the case and some of the features. Now there are air vents down here on the back, but they have what they call discrete air vents, where you can pop it up and you get more airflow along the top and along the front. The front folds down and you have access to the 5 1/4 bays. This lifts completely off. So if you really want to increase airflow, you can just pop the front right off and you got the front mesh panel. The top also pops off easily. They're held on by magnets, and the magnets are on springs. That's how you get the discrete air vents. The top has a removable bracket, which makes installing radiators and fans much easier. I usually have an issue trying to install an all-in-one cooler with top-mounted fans. It usually involves duct tape of some sort. But with this, it was simple. You pop the bracket off, install it, slide it back in. It's a breeze. It's very easy. Another great feature of this case is back cover, which has channels for hiding cables. So you can it gives it a really nice clean look. There's a dust filter under the power supply, and there is a removable bracket for the power supply. So technically, you don't have to take the back off to get to the power supply. Side panels are very easy to take on and off, and they can hang there like that if need be. So one of the key features of the Mastercase Pro 6 is their flush I/O. So you have a little plastic door on a rubber hinge, which I love that feature because plastic hinges break, rubber doesn't. When you fold it over, it has a magnet that holds it down. When you open it up, you got 3 USB 3, the audio in and out, power reset, and a hard drive LED indicator. One of my favorite features of this case is this track where you can tuck cables into. So even with the front panel I/O cables, the 24-pin SATA cables, other cables, fan wires, everything, you can still almost get it flush in there, and it's something all cases should have. Some form of implementation, something along those lines, because this is an excellent feature. There are plenty of little cable management loops along the side over here, down here. It's actually perfectly mapped out for the CPU cable. The one thing I did have somewhat of an issue with, and it's nothing to do with the case design at all, it was the fan hub for the all-in-one cooler that I have, which just got stuck to the back of the back plate on the motherboard. There is 2 3.5-inch hard drive bays down here that can be removed, and when they're removed, it gives you plenty of room for a front radiator, but we'll get to that when we get along the front. There's a track that raises the power supply up off of the bottom, so there's a good 1-inch gap in between the floor of the case and the bottom of the power supply. This case does come with 240mm fans pre-installed. I have them as exhausts right now. I have 2 intakes on the top, and then an exhaust in the back, and 2 exhausts in the front. With the way that the cooler's set up, it's really just kind of the best way I could set it up with this case. I love the fact that they're still putting 5 1/4 bays, because I'm old school. I like to have a Blu-ray drive, or with this case I'm going to set up the VR link for the graphics card that's in it, and that requires a 5 1/4 bay. Another awesome feature is right down here. Comes with a pre-installed blue LED strip. You can order other ones off of their website, coolermaster.com. There will be a link to the accessory page for this case in the description below, so take a look at it. Plenty of accessories you can buy for this case, including a glass side panel, tempered glass side panel, GPU supports, which for this massive card that I have in there might not be a bad idea. It did come with 3 additional 3.5-inch bays attached here, and they can be moved up and down. There's a track that they snap into back here, and then they have thumb screws that attach it to right there. The 5 1/4 bays are removable. If you don't want them in there, you can take them out. As I said, these 3.5-inch bays down here are removable. The mid plate is also removable. I think it looks really nice, and it does come with 2 SSD sleds that attach right here that eventually we will take advantage of when I put more SSDs in here. This is going to become the new ProClockers editing system. So it's going to have plenty of hard drives. I'm probably going to utilize the hard drive bays in the front as well. As I said earlier, the SwiftTech H220X2 was easy as anything to install. You just pop this bracket off, screw them in, and put it together down here on the table, and just slide it in place and snap it in. Along the top in here, there are a series of holes along the back for sliding cables through. So the cables for the fan and the all-in-one cooler in general are slid right through the back. You can't even see them. There's a spot that the 8-pin for the CPU power comes through. Just very easy to work in. Plenty of grommets, rubber grommets along the side for cable management. There's a couple on the mid plate and then 3 on the back wall. And then there is just a massive area right in here to tuck any unused cables in if you're not using a modular power supply, which obviously I recommend using a fully modular power supply in any build. Just makes things so much easier. So looking at the back of the case, you have the mounting bracket for the power supply, so you can just pull the power supply right out the back. There are 7 expansion slots. One thing I really do like is instead of having just holes for fans, it has tracks. So if need be, you can slide the fan way up, you can push it down. That can make a difference if you want to add like a really thick radiator in later on down the road. You don't want the fan to be in the way of it. I don't know why, but I like that feature. So I have to say, this was one of the easiest cases to build in, and it was actually fun to build a computer. Sometimes they're not too fun, but when you get a small case, it's just a pain to work in. It gets aggravating. But this case was an absolute pleasure to build in. There's just ample room for anything you want to do. Alright, there you have it, guys. This has been our review of the Cooler Master Case Pro 6. Winner of ProClockers Editor's Choice Award and my vote for Best Case of 2017. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down, but tell us what we can do better. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and watch our ProClockers live stream this Sunday, April 2nd, 2017 at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on twitch.tv/ProClockers. And we're going to be giving away a HyperX Cloud Stinger headset to one of our subscribers. And if you guys want to see a video that may or may not contain a 1080 Ti or two, stay subscribed. Thank you guys, and we'll see you soon.